So, hello friends, this is the day 6 of our interview preparedness challenge. Mr. Marmum, stepped up as a host or as the interviewer. So, we will have 3 to 4 rounds each, and I will ask only conceptual questions. So let's start with Ankulish. So, Ankulish, you tell me about use context. What is use context, and how do we use it?
Use contest is a hook that provided by React, and we can use for the and use contest is a state container for is used to share data across different component, and and also avoid prop drilling, and we pass data. So for creating use context, we want to simple follow this step: create, consume, and provide. So for creating the context, we want to create a context using use create context, and after that provide and after that we want in whatever component we want, we can use using use context. So that is about the use context.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I expected. So, let's move to Shivani. So, Shivani, you tell me. What is prop dealing? As Anklesh told you, what is the prop dealing and how do we avoid prop dealing? You are muted. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Sometimes it's give me a second. Okay. As we know, sometimes our component use props, and props are something which stands for properties. Parent component usually pass it in downward direction so that deeply nested component, child component, can access that properties. Sometimes it makes a code a lot complex because we are passing properties through different layers. These can make some error debug. This can cause errors because maybe we miss some layers of passing that property. It is hard to maintain. This is what prop drilling stands for, that you are passing property from parent to a deeply nested child throughout many components. So the solution of this problem is using use context, where you are uh, storing the state of the whole application at the single place, and every component can easily access directly uh, from that place. So yeah.
Yeah, exactly what I expected. Nice. So moving to Mahin. Mahin, you tell me about the React Router DOM. What is it and how do we use it?
Okay, so break router DOM is a way to handle the routing in React because in natively React we don't have any route through feature, and it's a single page application, so we have to work on just a single route. But React router DOM provide us a feature that we can create a about page, for example, then more pages. So React DOM just provide us a feature to build many pages on a React, on a single page application like React.
Can you tell me about the component that we use in routing, like while setuping the React Router DOM?
Sure. So first we have a browser router. We have to import from React router, and we have to wrap our application inside the browser router. Then we have a routes and route. Okay, so route in a route we which are the also wrapped by the routes component from the React router DOM only, and also we have a route component. In that we will declare our actual routing. For example, on about page, I want to show my about component. Okay, so path equal to like slash about, and elements equal to I will write my component. Okay, after importing. Also, I can create private routes, then public routes. So this is what all about the cloud DOM.
Okay, fine. Vishal, you tell me about what is Redux and what are different components or aspects that we need to consider about while setting the Redux.
Okay. Okay, so basically Redux is a state management tool. We also have some other state management tools. That one of them is use context. This is also a state management tool, which is already inbuilt in React also, but Redux is something different. Redux is not comes with the uh, React only. It is some third party tool which is basically used to handle a big amount of data, big size of data. It is dynamic to deal with a big amount of big size of data. uh, yeah, yes, that's it.
Yeah. Tell me about the like the steps while setting up the
Okay,
Redux.
so yeah, so we can configure the Redux using like import uh, uh, like first we need to import it from Redux toolkit, uh, and then we can use it like count. We can like I'm not just forget it the setups.
Okay, fine. Yeah, jumping back to Ankulesh. Okay, Ankulesh, tell me about the virtual DOM. We have virtual DOM in React, like the concept of virtual DOM. Like how what is virtual DOM at first, and how does it help in like improving the efficiency and performance of a React application?
Uh, Virtual DOM is a memory representation of actual DOM. So what is DOM? DOM stands for document object model that represent web page as a tree-like structure and allow developers to allow DOM to interact with HTML. So React uses virtual DOM uh, for the represent sorry for the uh, virtual DOM is very lightweight and so DOM represent and virtual DOM is lightweight. Okay, and it is represented uh, as a tree-like structure. Just sorry. Virtual DOM, virtual DOM we use when we are working with single page application like React. React is a single page application. So when we want to update the component with the JavaScript, it will uh, refresh all the page. Okay, but we want only necessary page where we need to update this that particular page. So that's why we are using virtual DOM. Okay, using virtual DOM, we only update that particular component that we have need to update this component, and uh, it will increase efficiency uh, and and it will increase efficiency for updating. And virtual DOM is easy to read and write. So that is about the virtual DOM.
Yeah, fine, nice. Okay, Shivani, you tell me about hooks. How many types of hooks are there in React, and like the uses of all of them?
Could you please repeat the question?
Yeah, so I was asking, tell me about the hooks in React. How many types of hooks are there in React and the uses of it?
Okay. Hooks basically helps us to hook with the React. Uh, Basically, hooks helps us in implementing some of the features in more easier manner. We have various hooks, for example, use state. This help us to manage state inside a functional component itself. We have use context, as we discussed earlier. It helps us centralizing the state of whole application at the single place so that we can predict the state updation and easier for debugging. Apart from this, we have use ref. We use it for For example, sometimes we want, whenever we render on the page, we want that after rendering, we have to focus upon the input text. So these types of things we can implement with the help of useref. And apart from this, we have, for now, I am able to recognize only these ones.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay. Can you tell me about something about use reducer?
Okay. Use reducer. Um, not able to recognize the points.
Okay, fine. So use reducer is an extension of like a use state. For use state, we have simple variables like simple state management, use state. But if you need to manage a complex state, like there is an object or there is a user information that you need to update or manipulate, you have use reducer.
Okay.
Yeah. So Mahin, you tell me about Redux slices. How can we make slices in Redux, and what are different aspects that we need to take care of while setting some slices?
Okay, so basically Redux slices is the Redux toolkit handler. For example, in natively React we have in natively Redux we have a reducer. We have to define also we have to define initial states and actions differently, not in just one thing. But in a slice, it's provide us we can initialize our Redux store and like whatever reducer. Then also we can create reducer and also we can handle the action through these rich slices only. So we don't need to go with complex coding and coding base in Redux. So Redux slices provides a very readable and a very easy way to handle the whatever state we are handling. For example, if for user login logout, so it's a very easy. We can also create actions and we can handle everything inside that only. So this is what Redux slices.
Nice, good. Okay, Vishal, you tell me about the custom hooks. What are custom hooks, and why do we need custom hooks when we have hooks in React?
Okay. So custom hooks are something which is defined by the user. So when you need to like you need to perform any specific task, for that you make your own custom hook for that particular task. So this is called the custom hooks, which is basically uh, built by the user to perform a specific task. So this is custom hooks.
Yeah, very brief and to the point. Nice, good. Okay, jumping back on the first one, that is Anklesh. Okay, Anklesh, tell me about promises. What are promises, and how promises helps us while working with the asynchronous programming?
Firstly, I want to tell you about the custom hook. So, what is custom hook? Custom hook are the hooks that is used to share logic between components. Okay, so that is about the custom hook. So let's come to promises. So promises are an object that is used to represent eventual failure or success or failure about the any asynchronous operations. So promises provide a way to handle asynchronous operations in a better way. So promises are four states. Promises have four states. Uh, One is fulfill, pending, reject, and updating phase. Okay. So uh, so firstly, promises can inserting phase like mount phase. So when the component is insert, so it is a mount phase, and the program is some changes we like update change prop changes. So it is a updating phase, and after that unmount phase. Sorry, actually I'm going to wrong way. Like it is like I'm including the life cycle method of, but is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let me clear it. There are three stages:
No,
set
I know about this.
state and that result state. Yeah, can you tell me briefly about all those states? Like, what happens on that state, and what is the data inside that state? Like, when the promise is fulfilled, what is the data? When the promise is rejected, what is the data?
Okay, promises takes two parameter. One is reject and second one is resolve. If the condition is true, so it will go on the resolve part, and uh, if the condition is false, so uh, it will go in the rejected pass. Okay, and both things are done. And for promises, we can use dot then message, dot then and that dot catch method. And if the condition is true, so it will go to the dot then method. And if the condition is false, so we will catch in the error. Sorry, we will catch error in the dot catch method.
Okay, fine. So Mahin, tell me about what is redux persist? Why do we need it at the very first place when we have redux?
Okay. So basically, Redux is for JavaScript applications, and also it's a single page for single page application like React. Okay. While, for example, in Next.js, if I have a features like a routing, okay, I can create a multiple pages, right? But when I refresh my page on my Redux store, whatever I have stored inside my Redux store, it will be gone. So Redux Circuit is a solution. If I switch my pages, so still my data should be stored in my Redux store. So that's why there is a need of Redux Persist. And what Redux Persist do? Redux Persist store our data locally. For example, in station storage, local storage, and by using that we can easily access our data within a
Good,
multiple
nice.
phases. This is how Redux Persist is different from Redux and why we need it. In Next.js application, we need Redux Persist. And for a single page application, we don't switch our pages. Yeah, we go with React Router DOM and we switch it, but it's not like we are changing our HTML page, right? So we are just changing our component. It's a single page application, so that's why a reader store maintain its data. But in Next.js or something else, it's not remain. Our data don't remain. That's why we need readers perfect.
A follow-up question. As we know that result persist the store information like the web pages, the user information inside the web page. So where do it stores the information?
In the session storage, like local storage, and in that.
Okay, fine, correct. Okay, Vishal, you tell me about the keys property. Like whenever we render a list components, like all the lists, we map through an array and we make list of all the elements of that array. We pass key property to each and every component so that it recognizes. So what are the uses it? What are the uses of those key properties? And what happens if we don't provide that property key?
Yeah. So basically, keys are the unique identity of every item presented in the list. So whenever like it will make your entire web application, or it will make it will decrease the time complexity when you pass the keys. So basically, these are the unique property of each element. So by using keys, your entire application will be detected, like what are the changes you have made, in which keys you made the changes. So whatever the changes is done, uh, it will capture by using keys only, because keys are the unique property or identity of each element presented in the list.
Hmm. And what happens if we don't pass
Yeah.
keys?
Yeah. So if we don't pass keys, so our application will run. No, there is no problem of running our application, but it will make it slow, your entire application. It is hard to find whatever the necessary changes you have made it in your application. It will hard to get that, hard to capture if
Yeah,
you don't pass the key.
yes, exactly. So when the key is passed, it makes the updation of the key list elements more optimized. But when we don't pass it, it will still work, but it will take more time. Nice. Okay, last question to Shivani. You tell me about this strict mode. In React, we have that strict mode. So why do we use strict mode?
My number it's
Okay. Basically, using strict mode is a better practice because it usually highlights the piece of code which will cause potential issue error at the time of runtime. It will highlight that, okay, this dependency is outdated or uh, unsafe to use, so that we can change that during development period only, so that it will decreases the chance of failure of our application at the time of runtime. Apart from this, it will run function twice if you wrap your whole app inside strict mode, so that it can same thing, it will figure it out what can potential issue it can cause if we run it again and again. So it's a better practice to always use strict mode, so that it can make sure that your application will run perfectly with the right versions of dependencies and APIs. It also mentioned that, okay, this API is unsafe. React is thinking about removing these type of APIs. So you can apply the best version so that it will run and don't cause any error in the long term.
Yeah, nice, exactly. Okay, so we have ended all the 3 rounds. So we will have this much rounds only. So yeah. So by this we have ended our day 6, and we will meet you tomorrow with a new set of questions and with a new interview. Till then, thank you. Keep learning and keep studying.